Hi MTV Asia, I'm Oliver Phelps.
I'm James Phelps.
And you're watching MTV at the Movies.
Welcome back to our very special edition of MTV at the Movies. For the past 10 years, we've been watching a young boy with glasses repeatedly come face to face with the most evil wizard in history. Against all odds, this young boy has continued to ruin Voldemort's attempt to kill him every time. How does he do it?
I can touch you now.
Why do you think Harry has proven to be an indestructible opponent?
He never wants to kill anyone. He has a decency and a sort of humanity about him. He's good with a wand. And there wouldn't have been a franchise if he got killed early on. So we needed him to survive all those encounters with Voldemort. And fundamentally, he was protected by his mother's magic. Love protected him from a very early age. When Voldemort tried to kill him initially, he didn't count on the protection of his mother's love, which gave him a very special protection. And it was a combination of that mother's love, his own skills as a young wizard, and the love and companionship of his friends that saw him through.
So what was the hardest thing about shooting the final showdown between Harry and Voldemort?
The hardest, when you see the film, you'll see they range all over Hogwarts, actually, in various states of destruction. So that in itself was a very complex and complicated thing to orchestrate, because obviously we don't have all of the cast all of the time, and so you can't just go through everything in continuity order. So it's complete, it's destroyed, there's part destroyed, there's rubble, there's no rubble, there's this, there's that, and so that's a very complicated thing to achieve. And also it was to imbue that final battle with a real sense of emotional involvement, actually, because we've come all this way from Harry as a tiny baby to him now fighting Voldemort to the death. And you have to feel that there's some heart in it, really, and that it's a proper emotional involving experience. And so that was hard, but I think very successful ultimately, so we're very, very pleased with it.
And what can we expect in the final showdown?
It's epic. I mean, epic is the right word. It really will, the cinematography, the effects, the stunts, the performances that are given are, absolute apex of the whole of the series. Everything we've learned, everything coming together at once for this final scene, everyone wanting to give their very best as their last performance as part of this series, and it really will be mind-blowing.
It's a complete circle.
It's a complete circle, and just seeing the trailer was overwhelming for me. So to see the final thing will be absolutely incredible.
Yeah, that's probably the best moment I think we've shot in the last 10 years, was this big sort of Western style showdown between good and evil in the courtyard. There's a great, sort of 200 strong army each side, all standing in a nice perfect row. It's like Braveheart, where they were kind of staring at each other, waiting for the call to go.
Were you excited?
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those moments that you kind of have to keep reminding yourself to be in character, because you're looking out and you get very nostalgic, thinking about memories and seeing all these old faces, and it is very easy to start shedding a tear in memories and things like that. So it was a very poignant moment, and we had to continuously remind ourselves to get on with the scene and not be too concentrating on our own memories. But yeah, it was fantastic.
So what will happen as Voldemort and Harry prepare to do battle for the very last time?
I'm actually up close, and I'm actually got him by the throat and hitting him or kicking him. So it's actually very physical. Then there's this moment when we started doing it, when Harry grabs me and pulls me off the battlements, pulls me by the neck, and we're turning and turning in a sort of twisting entanglement of spirits and bodies, fighting and wrestling and falling to the ground, crashing into the courtyard, and exhausted. And then there's this final moment, but both kneeling for the sort of high noon final moment, completely covered in filth and dust, and my face is bleeding from where Harry's hit me, and where we crawl towards our different wands.
Okay, guys, we're going to take on bets. Who's going to win, Harry or Voldemort? Bring on the money. Come on. I say, I'm just going to take the money.
Oh, I'm going to say Harry.
Oh, you have to buy tickets.
Okay.
Yeah, Harry. So I thought Voldemort would be quicker.
I'm hoping Harry does.
Oh, it's got to be Harry, hasn't it?
Obviously I want Harry to win, but actually Voldemort is quite an interesting character because he's quite sad and he's quite lonely and he's very bitter and there's something really twisted and damaged about him, and he's dangerous, and I think characters like that are actually quite fascinating.
Yeah.
They're really intriguing because you want to know why they like that, what made them look like, and I think Voldemort isn't just pure evil. He's not just a bad guy. There's something that's made him like that.
The game is nearly over for Harry, Voldemort, and the rest of the good, bad, and the ugly. And it means it's nearly over for Harry Potter fans. Okay, I need a moment. How do you feel about this whole journey coming to an end?
Very, very strange. It really is going to be very odd when it is all properly over. I've still got a couple of days shooting left, just for bits and pieces at the moment. But no, for the most part, it's absolutely 100% done and finished. So yeah, very, very sad. I was on our last day of official photography. We were all complete wrecks, like lots of tears.
To be honest, I don't think they ever really will. I know that sounds strange, but people are going to still keep reading the books and still keep seeing the films, and I'll still always be friends with Dan and Rupert, and I think they'll just continue to be a big part of my life, even though we won't be filming them anymore. I mean, obviously it's incredibly sad, but I'm excited to see what comes next.
Rupert was telling me that you guys actually just got together, and there was like a montage of the years you were working together.
Yeah.
So that must have been really sad.
It was, yeah. So on our last day, the first assistant AD put together this kind of, as you say, like a montage of all of the behind the scenes and people saying goodbye, and it was we were all crying. All three of us were crying.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet and the audience are going to be crying like crazy as well.
Yeah.
So what will you miss about working on the Harry Potter films?
God, I don't know, everything really. Just the people, I think, and just kind of the sets, and it's going to be really. I don't know how I'm going to kind of cope, really, kind of not coming here every day, and it's just going to be quite weird. But it's kind of a good time as well to end, because has been a long time. It's been like 10 years.
Yeah. Okay, what's the best thing you've learned from the Harry Potter films?
I think mine's just the appreciation of what a global thing it is. That anywhere we've been on promo for the film, that you get the same response like anywhere in the world. Which is, when you're filming it, you don't really pay attention to who's going to be watching it or how many people are going to be watching it. And it's just stuff like that. It's just that's one thing I've really learned. It's just the size of the world and how big this thing is.
Well, the movie makes it small.
Well, yeah, true. Yeah, it's a very unique thing. Very unique thing.
Okay, what are you going to miss most about this whole entire journey?
The people, I think, more than anything, is that although however great the sets are, I mean, like, these sets are fantastic, and however great the studios are and the facilities, the people inside it that's what makes it what it is. And like Oliver says, I think that I don't think there'll ever be. Everyone says that Potter is unique. There's nothing like it. So I think we're very lucky that we were part of that, but it's going to be a shame that nothing will ever compete with it.
When you're ready, Rip.
Yeah.
And action.
So David, this is going to be the last time that you're going to be on these sets and these films. I mean, how does that make you feel?
It's really, after a year-long shoot, a sense of relief. Partly. Yeah, just because it's nice to get to the end of it. A sense of sadness, because, it's kind of coming to an end, or at least this phase of it is coming to an end. And a sense of pride that I've managed to sort of shepherd through 4 of these movies, and I'm still standing. That's
amazing.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
And what's the biggest thing you think you'll be taking home from all this, from the experience?
To have a franchise of this nature, which is a singular story told in film terms in 8 parts, has never really happened before, and so that in itself is film history. They've been hugely successful, at the box office and with DVDs, I guess, and all the ancillaries. So there's an audience out there who love these films. And that, again, very often you can make a film that you put all your heart and all your soul into, and in fact 4 people want to see it. But here, before we've even started, there's this huge sense of goodwill and enjoyment and anticipation that people have for these films. So that's an extraordinary thing.
10 years is a long time in anyone's life. I think this calls for a montage.
Here it is. Nicholas Flamel is the only known maker of the Sorcerer's Stone. The what? Oh, honestly, don't you two read?
Great work, man. Set and action! Action! Action now!
So Harry and Voldemort battled out for the last time on film, which means it's time for us to say goodbye. We'd like to thank Joe Rowling for creating this wonderful world, to Dan, Emma Rupert, and the rest of the cast and crew for bringing these incredible stories to life. And we have to say goodnight to a place that for the last 10 years has become home. I'm Mutt, and this is MTV at the Movies.
When I read the first book, I had no idea that it would become this.
You're a wizard, Harry. I'm a what?
The way the stories are told and the intricacy of them is fantastic.
You betrayed my parents. You're the reason they're dead. He was their friend. If Voldemort's building up an army that I want to fight.
It's your turn now.
The most incredible cast. I mean, we've been very lucky people want to be a part of it.
I hope that Harry Potter will be one of those films that for generations children will just love.